Mental health experts spoke out today about an article in which the father of the Newtown school shooter reflected on the pain he says his son has inflicted on a nation.
Peter Lanza offered his account to the New Yorker magazine. News 12 Connecticut's Brandon Walker got reaction from a local psychotherapist.
Brandon, experts say that article details Peter Lanza's struggles.
Tom and Becky, mental health experts say Peter Lanza has used the time since the Newtown shooting to accept that his son Adam orchestrated such a tragic act of violence. Peter Lanza's account is extensive and at times very matter-of-fact. Lanza says while he doesn't think what happened could have been predicted, in hindsight, he wishes he could have done something to prevent it. It's a father's attempt to understand the actions of a son he says he'd grown not to know. Peter Lanza makes no excuses for what Adam did. At the article's start, he says, "You can't get any more evil." He continued, "How much do I beat up on myself about the fact that he's my son? A lot."
Adam clearly became someone who Peter didn't recognize.
Maud Purcell is a psychotherapist. Page by page, she analyzed the article.
I suspect he will never, for the rest of his life, be able to make sense out of the disparity between the young boy he knew and the young adult that Adam became.
Purcell says that's more evident as Peter Lanza's account continues. Lanza says he hadn't seen Adam for 2 years at the time of the massacre. They didn't communicate, though he says their relationship didn't start that way. The two were close. As a kid, Peter Lanza says Adam was always thinking differently. He was just a normal little weird kid. Lanza says that changed as Adam entered middle school, he and his wife divorced, and Adam's condition worsened. It was crystal clear something was wrong, he's quoted. Maud Purcell says Lanza's account couldn't have been easy to make. She says that point is driven home at the article's conclusion. He wishes his son had never been born. That's not a natural thing when you're thinking about your kid, he says, but God, there's no question.
And of course, he wishes that these children had never been, and adults had never been killed, and therefore I can understand his saying he wished that Adam had never been born.
Since the shooting, there's been lots of speculation about whether mental illness was responsible for Adam Lanza's behavior. Peter Lanza says the speculation annoys him and that nothing can be used to make an excuse to what makes sense of what his son did. Tom and Becky?
All right, Brandon.